WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Mississippi has a record-breaking day, but it's not in a good way. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. State health officials are reporting 1,092 new positive coronavirus tests. That is a single-day record for the state. So far, Lee County has the highest number of new cases in our region with 26. Winston County had the second highest with 23, followed by Pontotoc at 19. The state health department also reports an increase in patients hospitalized with the virus. That number is up to 536. 94 of those are on ventilators. So far, 1,016 people have died from COVID-19. Alabama also reporting a record high today with more than 1,100 confirmed new cases. State Health Officer Dr. Thomas Dobbs says he fears the healthcare system is going to get overwhelmed. Dr. Dobbs and Dr. Paul Byers, the state epidemiologist, talked about the record high numbers. The highest spike is in people ages 18 to 29. While no spike is tied to any specific event, both say people aren't wearing masks or social distancing.
I'm worried about next week or 2 weeks from now. We're already tight. We have a massively growing population of infected people that are going to transmit it more and more to older folks and people who are going to have severe adverse outcomes. This reckless social behavior is going to harm the whole state. It's going to harm the businesses in the state. It's going to harm our economy, and it's going to cause unnecessary deaths.
Dr. Byers added that deaths are decreasing and cases in long-term care facilities are going down, but he said he wouldn't be surprised if they increase once again if people continue to ignore social distancing. Now, it's not just Mississippi and Alabama. As the number of coronavirus cases rise at a near record rate in the U.S., some states are starting to put restrictions back in place. The CDC is also updating its list of who is most at risk of getting severe COVID-19. Chris Martinez reports from Los Angeles.
Texas is now pausing further reopening plans and suspending elective surgeries in the state's biggest counties as coronavirus cases and hospitalizations surge.
Over the past few weeks, we've seen a dramatic increase in the spread of COVID-19.
Arizona is another hot spot. It reported more than 3,000 new cases Thursday. Hospitalizations are also at a record high. In Florida, state health figures show coronavirus testing slowed as cases surged to record levels.
I think we had COVID on the ropes. We were doing very well, and it's making a comeback.
California reported more than 7,000 new cases yesterday. Los Angeles County has recorded more than 89,000 cases since the pandemic began, more than any other county in the nation. The CDC said Thursday the risk of getting severely ill from the virus increases with age, and it's not just those over 65. The agency says the underlying medical conditions that increase the risk are chronic kidney disease, COPD, obesity, weakened immune system, heart conditions, sickle cell disease, and type 2 diabetes. The CDC estimates 60% of Americans have at least one underlying condition. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
We had some gusty storms move through the region earlier today. About 5:45, that was a scene in Columbus. We had some wind gusts up to about 40. Those storms now rumbling away. A little bit of light drizzle, mist out there, perhaps a few light showers, but most of the heavy rain now on the way out. We've got temperatures in the lower 70s in just about all locales. Overnight lows upper 60s to around 70. Maybe a little bit of patchy fog later on once those winds die down just a little bit. But overall, a quiet night for us. And for your Friday, as we get ready to say goodbye to the work week, mid to possibly upper 80s around here. It really depends if you see a storm or not. But there could be a few storms out there. I'm back with that full forecast in just a few minutes.
Will it stay up or will it come down? The fate of the state flag continues to be a key issue for lawmakers and others around the state. Today, the head coaches and athletic directors from all of Mississippi's colleges and universities made a trip to the Capitol, urging state leaders to remove the flag. Our Quentin Smith spent the day in Jackson talking with lawmakers and has more on what needs to happen before the matter can go to a vote.
The state flag has flown high over the state of Mississippi for more than 100 years, but now many people are calling for it to come down. They say it's time for a change, but before a decision can be made to remove the state flag, legislators must first vote to suspend the rules. In order to suspend the rules, there must be a 2/3 vote in both the House and the Senate. When you break it all down, that's 81 votes that need to come out of the House and 34 that'll need to come out of the Senate. Right now, both the House and Senate are short a few votes, which at this time is preventing any action from being taken. The Confederate emblem, which you see right here, is what's causing the controversy surrounding the flag. Religious groups, economic developers, and the state's universities are all lobbying for state leaders to remove the flag. Lawmakers WCBI spoke with all agreed the flag needs to come down. However, they have mixed views on who should be in charge of making that big decision.
I'm most definitely on the side of lawmakers making this important vote. I think it's something that we're charged to do, and I'm looking forward to casting my vote for it.
I want the people to make the decision, and if it has to conflict with the NCAA or SEC or with some of the leaders of the state, then I'll just have to stand there.
I would like to see us suspend the rules and vote to change the flag and get this behind Mississippi and get us as one, unity.
There's, two mantras. One is moving forward, and one is preserving heritage. There are a couple debates as well. One is the moral issue of why we should take down the flag, and the other one is the economic issue. So we're hoping to, whichever one works, it's fine with me. But we do know there are a few more votes out there. People do need to be convinced.
Just last week, the NCAA and the SEC said the state of Mississippi can no longer host any championship games or events unless it removes its state flag. Governor Tate Reeves issued a statement saying if lawmakers do in fact come up with enough votes to suspend the rules to remove the state flag, he would not veto that bill. Reporting from the state capitol, Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
Legislators will gather again tomorrow morning. At this time, it's uncertain if they'll discuss the removal of the state flag. Lawmakers we spoke with believe Saturday is the day they'll have all the votes in, and they believe Saturday is when a decision could be made on whether the flag comes down. Tupelo joins other cities in removing the state flag from some municipal properties. Tupelo City Attorney Ben Logan got requests for legislative action from some council members to retire the current state flag from City Hall, Veterans Park, and Ballard Park. The request asks for the flag to come down until state lawmakers decide on a new flag or force the city to fly the current one. Amendments to the current city ordinance will be presented at the next city council meeting. Days after being voted out of his church for his public stance on racial issues and injustice, Bishop Scott Volland announces his return to the pulpit. I caught up with him to find out more about his plan to build a bridge in the community. You see the name right here behind me. This used to be the Possum Town Pawn Shop, but that's all about to change. Bishop Scott Volland, his vision is going to continue right here in this building. It doesn't look like much right now on the inside, but this will be transformed into a church sanctuary.
We've got 3 points as the bridge, and that is to connect people with God, connect people with people, and to connect people with the world.
The pawn shop will be the bridge, a church that Bishop Volland visions as a place representing the community.
This is in a part of the city that needs a good, strong church, needs a place where all people, all cultures can gather together and worship together and just really build a sense of community.
It was Monday when we spoke with Bishop Volland after he was voted out for taking a stand on social injustice. He says that was the past, and now he's looking forward.
We're certainly welcoming all people to come in and be a part of helping to build this together for the community.
Volland admits the conversion from pawn shop to sanctuary is going to take a lot of work, but nothing will deter his mission.
We're going to dive in head first. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we take the steps necessary to make this what God wants it to be.
The first service will be held here this coming Sunday. And of course, there's still a lot of things that they need. So if you're interested in helping out or donating in any way, you can find out how to do so over on our website at WCBI.com. Reporting in Columbus, Scott Martin, WCBI News. A longtime Louisville firefighter resigns as chief, and another veteran is stepping in to take his place. Robert Hutto was recently appointed fire chief by city leaders. He replaces longtime firefighter Johnny Haynes, who spent nearly 40 years working for the city. Hutto has been a fireman in Louisville since 2009. He was appointed deputy chief in 2018. The new fire chief has some plans for the future.
And slowly try to make strides forward to improve our rating even more. hopefully in the future get more equipment and add more personnel. Of course, that's going to be a long-term goal down the road, but those are things that we're looking towards in the future, going ahead and trying to put plans in place and get ideals together on how we can accomplish those goals.
Currently, there are 27 employees at the Louisville Fire Department. All right, we're going to send things back over to Keith. Keith, always good to have long-term plans, but right now, I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Yes. Short-term plans.
Short-term plans.
Live by the moment right now. Live by the moment. You don't know what's going to happen next. Well, we did see these showers and storms move through the region today. Some spooky clouds in Columbus, those shelf clouds out there. Also some turbulence there in Lamar County in West Alabama. Your full forecast is next.
Your WCBI First Alert Accuweather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Gusty storms in the region today. Let's hop on over to Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy. Just after 6 o'clock or 6:30, we had a shelf cloud move on through and then a downpour, some gusty breezes here. And that was really about it. A lot of bark, not too much bite overall, although we have seen some issues, some power outages and some trees and some leaves come on down here. But that was our scene in Louisville, Mississippi earlier today. We actually had 2 rounds of storms in Louisville today. That's the storm moving through Pickens County earlier today, and our own Trevor Burchett picking that cloud out of the sky there in Starkville, that shelf cloud as it was moving on through. Make sure you have the WCBI News app on your mobile device for the latest forecast and the radar, and of course you can submit your pictures and videos. Now, we've got 2 cuties here tonight, our first alert forecast. They are sticking out their tongues because they're sick of the wet weather. Boo! 86 tomorrow, 86 Saturday, around 90 on Sunday. Still the chance for some scattered showers and storms there for Flossie and Cocoa Bean. I tell you what, we just had a long stretch of weather without rain, and now we've had a couple of days in a row, at least 5 in some spots with rain. The storms are now moving into Alabama. Some leftover clouds in their wake. Now, this was the view in Puerto Rico earlier, and we actually had a scene like this down along the Gulf Coast today. Some of that Saharan dust, yeah, it is finally in our neck of the woods. It started off Africa, and it has moved over 5,000 miles here into our neck of the woods, and it will continue to spill into the region here for the next few days. So don't be surprised to see some extra colorful sunrises and sunsets. And during the day, it's going to be pretty hazy out there from time to time. So that's just the way it's going to be with that dust around. Now, tomorrow morning, rain chances pretty low. 71 degrees at 7 o'clock. By noon, 82. Mid to maybe upper 80s in the afternoon. We'll go with about a 30 to 40% chance for some showers and storms here tomorrow. You may get into the upper 80s here if you don't get into one of those storms. But if you do see a storm and some extra cloud cover, maybe only the low to mid 80s. So temperatures really all over the place, but we're thinking 80s more than anything else here. And Futurecast trying to suggest that there could be a few scattered storms around here. We may see a little bit more than what we're seeing on this particular version right now, but again, this is that time of year where we may see clusters of storms move on through. Also into our Saturday, can't rule out some scattered showers and storms. Let's check out your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Mid-80s for your Friday and Saturday. Some of you could be a little bit warmer. 90 Sunday, low 90s early next week too. And some upper 80s by Wednesday and Thursday. What you need to know here, warm, steamy with a daily chance for some rain.
2 Lowndes County deputies are hanging up their badge. Tony Perkins and Jason Humbers were both honored with a retirement reception today. Elected leaders and fellow law enforcement stopped by the Sheriff's Department to wish the men well. They both had at least 25 years of service and decided to retire. And coming up a little later, we find out how some area residents are showing their appreciation for law enforcement.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're spending any extra time on the water, here's a few safety tips in tonight's Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lee Richardson, an emergency room physician at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. Tonight we will be discussing how to stay safe using a boat or other personal watercraft. More people die in boating accidents every year than in airplane crashes or train wrecks, but a little common sense can make boating both safe and enjoyable. Alcohol and water do not mix. 1/3 of boating deaths are alcohol related. Alcohol distorts our judgment no matter where we are, but that distortion is even greater on the water. Because there are no road signs or lane markers on the water and the weather can be unpredictable, it's important to think quickly and react well under pressure. Weather. Before boating, make sure that the weather conditions are safe. Personal flotation devices. It's always a good idea for everyone on the water to wear a Coast Guard approved life jacket regardless of the size or the speed of the boat and whether you're a good swimmer or not. Stay in touch. Before going out on a boat, let somebody on land know where you're going and about how long you will be out. So if you do get in trouble, somebody will have an idea of where to look for you. Jet skis. If you're using jet skis or personal watercraft, follow the same rules as you do for boating. Also check the laws in your state. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
A familiar face takes the reins in Smithville, looking to continue its winning tradition. Stop number 4 on the high school football tour next.
Here's sports with Tom Ebel.
The Smithville Seminoles are up next on the high school football tour. Chad Collins returns to lead Seminoles football, hoping to get back to the postseason to continue Smithville's winning ways.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
I mean, we always come prepared, come to fight. We're always in games, every game in and out.
That's the expectation for the Smithville Seminoles each season. The 2020 season is no different, except that the Seminoles have a new but familiar head coach, Chad Collins.
It's home. It's where I want to be. It's what I love to do, and it's where I want to be doing it.
Collins served at the helm of Seminoles football from 2014 to 2016 before leaving to take over the football team at Raleigh High School. After former head coach Michael Campbell left to become the offensive coordinator at Itawamba AHS, Collins said the Smithville job was an opportunity he couldn't pass up.
Coach Campbell's done a lot in the last 3 years, and what he was able to do, and then stepping in and just kind of going along with what he, building off what he did. It's a good situation to be in.
We've known him a lot, so I mean it's easy to bring him in.
It's better energy. It seems like we're a different team this year. We're more ready, more prepared.
Preparedness is vital when going up against a stacked 1A division. Although Collins spent the last few seasons in 3A, he knows teams like the defending state champions, Nanawoya, bring the same type of competition level.
Kind of stepping into a situation where I'm in a 1A school, but I'm in a region where it's a juggernaut also. Great teams in this region.
It's a lot of competition for sure. Very good teams, but I think we're ready.
Smithville is approaching the 2020 season with a defensive-first mindset. The hope is that approach will set them apart from the other teams in the division.
You're expecting a tough year. Just every week you got to go in with that mentality. It's going to be a dogfight out there.
We're just going to line up and hit you. A lot of teams don't do that no more. Line up and get ready, we're going to overpower them.
Smithville has its sights set on matchup number 1 of the season at home against Belmont on August 21st. Reporting in Smithville on the high school football tour, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Smithville is sponsored by Cleveland Moffitt Funeral Home of Amory, Access School Health Services, and Mel's Diner. From fish and steak to burgers and shakes, we have it all.
Taking a look at the high school football tour stops for the rest of the weekend into next week. TCPS on Friday, Okolona Saturday, French Camp on Sunday. We stick with 1A with Hamilton, Vardaman, and Myrtle and Baldwin through next Thursday before jumping into our 2A schools with East Union and Manatachee next Friday and Saturday. The driving force to an incredible season for the West Lowndes Lady Panthers is keeping her talents in town. Marvacia Seals signs to continue her basketball career with MUW. Seals led West Lowndes to an undefeated regular season and Final Four appearance, averaging a team-high 16 points per game and shooting 52% from the field.
Me going out to another level and starting my new journey means so much to me, and leaving back what I did at West Lowndes High. They made it feel like home to me, and by being close to home, they have the best program that I'm going to major in as well, and it just feels like home.
Seals plans to major in nursing at MUW. That's it for sports. We'll be back right after the break.
Starkville police working this evening had one less worry thanks to Calvary Baptist Church. The church served up dinner and encouragement to the officers, drive-through style. Hamburger plates, desserts, and a jar of homemade jam, that was on the menu. The church prepared enough for the entire force of 45 officers. The pastor says his church just wanted to honor them during this stressful time in our country.
I think that it's very likely that our officers today probably feel very much, they just need somebody to tell them that they love them. Somebody to tell them thank you for what you do, and we wanted to do that.
Over 50 volunteers from the church helped prepare and serve the meals.
Good evening. To get drive-through service with those showers and storms around, and we'll have an opportunity for a few more showers and storms here, Scott, as we go throughout the next week. Temperature is very summer-like. We've got some 80s, we got some 90s here, and that's some standard summer fare. I'm going to go back to you.
It's your Friday, Keith. It's your Friday.
I was trying to stretch, and then I got a 30-second cue. I got to go back to you.
It's your Friday, so
it is.
We'll break it.
Trevor's here tomorrow.
All right. Thanks so much, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night.